And here we go, everyone. Next episode into macro crypto surrounding the JRNY CLUB Planet Xolo, giving you our fresh perspective as a legendary journeyer within this space. And remember, everything is entirely opinion based, and our opinion does not matter at the end of the day. None of this is financial advice, pure entertainment purposes only and always. But if you do enjoy this content, give us a like, subscribe. Head over to that Twitter page at Macro Crypto Club. And like always, link will be down in the description. We are here for a long time, not just the good times. And we go after projects and cryptocurrencies that are also fit that bill, that will be here years down the line. And this is one of our top picks. If you don't know already, we're like 15, 16 episodes deep into this. So come on, get with the program here. We're going to be giving you updates on a weekly basis surrounding the floor price of the JRNY CLUB Planet Xolo villagers, the key cards themselves, and price action, what we can expect. Hopefully we get an NFT summer coming up here that will ultimately turn the sentiment around within the NFT space itself. But this project at least has to survive, which they have plenty of runway to do so. And they obviously, we talked about it last week, put a 5-year lease down on a place in Las Vegas that will be a gallery for NFTs for the ecosystem, but also going to be a lounge for the JRNY CLUB members themselves. And I think this is going to be a really dope because it's going to be an in real life atmosphere for this project. First of its kind that I know, and it's already signed, done deal, construction on its way. We'll see how this turns out later this year. Maybe even fly out there, do a little recording for everybody out there. Check it all out. But within this video, like we do, we talk about the floor prices. We discuss that. We're also going to be discussing in this video the 300K. That's basically getting wrapped up. So that's the last we're going to really check on it. We do have some really great news surrounding that 300K for the community. Tony, a gracious individual that he is for the community, really helping the community sentiment grow in a positive way. And we'll showcase that later in this video. Also talking about the battle game itself. This is the main focus. It would probably be the main focus here on this channel, specifically not channel, but these episodes on a weekly basis, because a lot of the price action will be determined by the game adoption itself. And we have some news surrounding the game adoption that we believe, at least team release, that will ultimately change the trajectory, because it's not just Web3 based anymore, which is some great news, and we'll dive into deeper knowledge of that later in this video. And then of course, wrapping this video up with the rebrand that's potentially going to happen, and then also Stardust right at the end of the video, like we do each and every week. The leaders, who's tracking, we haven't spent any of it, but when we do, we'll showcase what we spent that on. So everyone, without further ado, let's go ahead, dive into our content, giving you the floor price, the JRNY CLUB OpenSea official page. Current floor price 0.85 ETH. Owners 6.2K. Hovering right around this number for quite some time. Still over 15K in ETH volume. 108 items. Yes, the floor price has risen. It was getting a little nervous around there. It was like 0.58, something like that. Maybe even a little bit lower. That floor price got eaten up. I do give a little bit of credit to the 300K release on the ETH being sent out to the participants, or the winners, I should say. But also what's interesting is the activity. I think less people are also listing. We have a lot of diamond hand holders within the space, which we'll also be going over later in this video. But 180 items is pretty nice. We were at 144 not too long ago, I think possibly last week. So the floor is going to continue getting eaten up. If we can get that below 100, we can really start to get this floor price rising. Now, we will talk about a little bit over the last 30 days. Kind of the activity is really, if you're looking at it the same as I am, nothing's been too different over the last few days. Even when we look about, we check out that volume, 12, 8, yesterday was a good day of sales of 22, but we've had bigger sales previously while still dipping. Just meaning a lot more individuals are putting their passes on the market and less people are picking them up as that floor price dips down. But recently, even with the short sales of 3 out of the 4 days, and I include today currently right now, but this number obviously can still rise, we're still getting a turnaround with the floor price increasing. Less people are willing to put their passes up for sale and get those eaten up, which we're starting to see those paper hands really leave the community, which ultimately can be a really good thing for us in the future price action as we build a community of people that really want to be here for the long term. And less people that are in it and want to paper hand their way out, the better, right? But we're still going to get those people that want to obviously buy in at 0.85 and they'll try to flip at 1.5 on the way up, stuff like that. But at the same time, if the majority of our community is full of diamond hands or people that want to be here year after year, is only going to create a better ecosystem, and especially for that floor price for the long term. Entirely opinion based. Remember, opinion does not matter when it comes out of my mouth. But villagers of Xolo, checking out the floor prices at 0.06 ETH, 2.2K volume. Still, the owner's hovering around 4.9. I'm waiting for the day to get this to 5K. This will happen hopefully once the game itself gets released to Planet Xolo. It still hasn't happened. I think it was talked about 2 weeks ago. Some delays, bugs are getting fixed, but we should be getting that any day now, hopefully. But that creates a little bit of entry or a lower entry into the ecosystem to try the game out in beta than if you were to try to buy a JRNY CLUB. So you can go over and just buy at 0.06 a villager to go play currently until it goes live to the public and test out the game yourself. 0.06, this floor price will only rise. The number of owners will rise, especially once those villagers give you certain abilities or skins within the game. We've talked about this so many times before. Under 500 items are available currently for the villagers of Xolo. This was over 500 last week. We're going to keep tracking it. 499 currently right now. Let's see that number continue to dip. Really get a squeeze happening. Sales since, that May 4th big 39 sale that we had on the May the 4th be with you. It's been relatively flat. So this has been holding up on price, which is good. It's not, we would love to all see it rise up, but we've had a really big dead period within the ecosystem. So with this project currently staying flat is actually a good sign. We have found a home on the floor. So if we can really get a swing in this project, we are prime for some positive action. If the NFT space can ultimately turn around in the next month, we will continue tracking that, of course. The Xolo key card, currently floor price 0.119. This hasn't been doing anything for months. People buying, purchasing, using that. If you don't know, you can use the key card to go get yourself a villager. And then this is the page you can do so. Xolo keys were airdropped to JRNY CLUB members. You can trade your keys freely or exchange them for Planet Xolo NFTs at any time in this page. On this page, trade on OpenSea, of course, but you can connect your wallet and then use the key to burn it and then get yourself a fresh villager. We'll do it once. Eventually, we currently have 11. We'll do one and we'll show it here, and that way you know how easy it is. But also, maybe we'll get a 101 or the remaining, if there is any. I haven't really been keeping track, to be honest with you. So, heading over to the 300K contest set for the JRNY Pass holders. Do we have some really positive sentiment news for you? Okay. So the rules of this was on, I think it was May 5th. The price of ETH would be what was determined as the prize money to all of the 300 winners. Technically, it's less, multiple winners out there as well, but which would have came out to 0.32 ETH, which at this point, as you all know, ETH took a nosedive down to 1,700 recently, back up above 1,900 currently, but that 0.32 ETH does not equate to $1,000. Out of the goodness of Tony's heart is now giving the community a flat 0.5 ETH. Doesn't entirely equate to 1,000, but almost does, because we're almost back at $2,000 for ETH currently right now. Guess what? If you hold that 0.5 ETH and you held it for 10 years, you probably might be getting $50,000 because the ETH price is going to be $100,000. So it's all about obviously the dips and stuff, we got to stop thinking about dollars. 0.5 ETH is a lot. You're almost able to have that ability to buy a pass when it was down there closer to 0.5. Obviously that got eaten up when people were sent ETH, but this is just so dope. First, instead of going with the contract of 0.32, then going 2.5, you didn't have to do that. He really didn't. And so I praise Tony and the team for doing this for the community. This is huge, especially with the whole thing that happened with the 20K set for the villager in the first place. These are the sort of things that repair the community for the long term. Sentiment is as high as it has ever been, in my opinion, within the THC, the High Council. And if you want to come join that, get yourself 10 passes. We have about over 70 members right now. Just saying. So 300K set, 0.5 out there to the winners in the ecosystem. And it's just, this is somebody, EFAXZ, tweeted this out. Really dope. Today I received my 0.5 ETH prize, winning the JRNY contest of the JRNY Club. The prize money was basically 0.32 ETH, but JRNY Club just topped it with an additional 0.18 ETH for all 300 winners because the current bad market conditions. What a legend. I love my JRNY Club. And we all do. We definitely all do. So 100%, we gotta like this. What are we doing over here? Like it. That's a comment. Just ignore me right now, please. So we're liking this right here. Get yourself into this ecosystem. We only are in a position to head further, allowing ourselves more of an ability to garner attention and adoption within the space. And that goes us right into, or that takes us right into our tutorial around the game. Tony already launched a video giving you a little bit of a visual into the game, so figured all is fair game at this point, and we're just going to give you a tutorial. We're not going to be going into a crazy amount of details, but you can move back and forth with that A and D. Of course, it just takes you to the space bar, allows you to jump, and this is the part I'm just terrible with. This is, we can do a triple jump. Okay, do not judge. Okay, everyone, please do not. Okay, this is getting embarrassing. There we go. Okay, still at it again, everyone. If anyone is laughing at home, I swear, they're just messing around, sort of. But we're going to be triple jumping here and then allowing ourselves to fly through this. That went a little bit better. And then if you press R, you're going to be able to go back in time. I think the graphics, the gameplay itself, how quick you're able to move through this game, allow for just a great user experience at the end of the day here. This is not the game itself that is being laggy. This is my slow Wi-Fi because I'm not hardwired in currently, but eventually we will. We'll use that special power Q button right there. Now, this doesn't take you through the entire tutorial. This basically gives you a little bit of a preview, allows you to utilize it, and before you go into battle game, you can kind of get used to all the movements, but it's just something dope. So we wanted to give you a little bit of a fresh visual on that and then make a fool of ourselves trying to do the triple jump live on a video. But ultimately, this game's adoption will be the driving force in the short term for this JRNY Club and obviously Planet Xolo. But the game itself is going to be Web3 based, but it's also being developed in Web2 so that they can go on Steam. It eventually can go mobile, and this will create more adoption, more users for the ecosystem. All of this is great news for us specifically that are involved within this community. Also, the rebrand happening. We're showing you this webpage. Nothing has happened since, but eventually a new rebrand will take place. So I'm sure the website will look different. The Web3 website still hasn't been dropped, which should be dropped down the line. But the club itself will get a rebrand. The passes will also get a rebrand. If you don't know, the PFP will also therefore be attached to the JRNY Club. Yes, a fresh PFP that is separate from Planet Xolo because that's a separate ecosystem. We've talked about this plenty of times in previous videos, but the PFP that will be exclusive to JRNY Club holders will be attached. Very similar to the doodles But basically, if you sell the pass, you sell the PFP. They are one and the same, okay? But all these rebrands are going to just create a massive case for the JRNY Club, especially if we time it correctly. Tony has said it himself numerous times, and I am just reiterating that sentiment for the marketing side of things. If we can time this properly, sky's the limit. Things could get real juicy real quick for our ecosystem. The JRNY Club Diamond Hands also checking out. We do have 5,098 individuals who are going to get this Diamond Hands drop. We haven't got it yet. Definitely on the list. I made it, but we will show that when we do finally get that dropped. But there's 5,098 individuals on this list, which is just crazy, or at least unique wallet addresses. I'm sure there's a couple people that have multiple wallets, but I mean, come on. Since the start of time, you have 5,098 diamond holding individuals out there that believe in the ecosystem, and you're not bullish yet for this project? You're still not? You're still trying to make fun of the 20K set release and how it was handled? Get over it. Get yourself back in this ecosystem. Only time will tell if you made a big mistake or not. Just saying. All right. So JRNY Club, Leaderboard, AAA, Triple B, Sir Castile, Raja, RBSM, and Aether, all rounding out the top 5. Nothing has really changed. I do want to give a shout out to JRNY Blockwork Orange, giving me a shout out there on Twitter for our YouTube channel. So thank you very much for that. Very much appreciated. Also, NizzyNayRogers.eth at number 15. Very positive individual. I think I even gave him a shout out last week, but we're doing it again. Killing it in the THC, by the way. And then your boys down here at number 25, if we can eventually scroll down there. Little Mac. All right, if you want to check us out on Discord, it's at Little Mac. Give us a shout out anytime you want to throw questions, or you want to see something in these videos and you don't want to comment on the YouTube page. Maybe you want to just throw an at Little Mac in the Discord, whether it's Planet Xolo or the JRNY Club. You want to see a question answered, or you want to see something that's a regular talking point on this specific video, just throw that out there, whether it's a YouTube comment or in the channel itself. We also will be giving those chapters within the videos that a few people have already asked for, so you're going to see that within this video. I hope everyone really enjoyed today's content. We will continue diving deep into the JRNY Club each and every week. So until next time, everybody, peace, y'all.